So this is a variation of the common glute clam shell, but what we're going to be doing here is working different phases of hip extension where you can target different muscles. So what you do is you go into this side lying position. Now this is commonly done with a band around the knees where you would open up the hips like so. And that is good, but that means we're just training this region here, which when we think about walking and running, we need to get the whole extension and flexion movement in the hips. Now what you do is you bring this knee up and you can internally rotate, which basically means the foot's going up towards the ceiling, and then externally rotate, which means the foot's coming towards the floor. And you can do this each way for 5 times, where you internally rotate and you externally rotate. And what you want to make sure is that you're stabilizing through your spine and you don't have too much hip movement. So we're going to go internal, external. Now the weight of your leg itself is acting as resistance for the glutes, meaning your glute have to work, which means we don't need there's no need for a band because this is where the resistance is coming from. Once you've done 5 reps, you can go forward and you go backwards, internally rotate and then externally rotate. Internal, external. Once you've done 5 in that range, you can straighten the leg and do the same, external, internal. Now the goal with this one is to find a region or a position which you find particularly challenging. Once it's challenging, or once you find it is something that feels particularly weak or unstable, it's an indication that this is the range which you need to work on. So what we can do is to go into more hip extension, we can work on internal rotation and external rotation. And this is going to target muscles further back in the glutes, which is very, very important to strengthen. So again, we can go internal, external, identifying where we're weak and spending time there. So a lot of people will focus with hip flexion position. I want to focus a little bit more hip extension, go into internal and external and look to build some endurance in this position with the muscles at the side of the hip.